Barrels full of grease should not be allowed to remain in a location that obstructs a main electrical switch. Firstly, the weight of the barrels, potentially several hundred pounds, presents a significant risk. If one of these barrels were to fall, it could cause substantial damage to the switchgear, the surrounding electrical infrastructure, or even personnel. Secondly, grease is a flammable substance. A collection of grease in barrels constitutes a fire hazard, especially near electrical equipment where sparks or heat could provide an ignition source. If a fire were to break out, the barrels of grease would exacerbate this situation, leading to a rapid spread of flames and potentially devastating consequences. Thirdly, access to the main electrical switch must be maintained at all times. In the event of an emergency, such as a fire, equipment malfunction, or other hazardous condition, it is crucial to be able to quickly and easily shut down the power supply. Obstructing the switch with barrels of grease hinders this process and could delay critical response times. Fourthly, regulations and codes mandate clear access and working space around electrical equipment. These codes are designed to protect personnel and prevent accidents. Storing materials, such as grease barrels, in violation of these codes can result in fines, penalties, and legal liabilities. Fifthly, the presence of grease barrels near electrical equipment increases the risk of slips, trips, and falls. Grease can leak or spill from the barrels, creating a slippery surface that poses a hazard to anyone working in the area. Sixthly, improper storage of grease can attract pests such as rodents and insects. These pests can damage electrical wiring and equipment, leading to malfunctions and potentially dangerous conditions. Seventhly, the barrels themselves can be damaged by the electrical equipment, such as through arcing or overheating. This damage could lead to leaks or spills, further increasing the fire hazard. Eighthly, the obstruction created by the barrels can make it difficult to perform routine maintenance and inspections on the electrical equipment. This can lead to undetected problems and increased risk of equipment failure. Ninthly, the grease barrels could impede airflow around the electrical equipment, leading to overheating and reduced efficiency. Over time, this can shorten the lifespan of the equipment and increase the risk of failure. Tenthly, the storage of grease barrels near a main electrical switch is simply not a best practice. It is a clear violation of basic safety principles and should be addressed immediately. The barrels should be moved to a designated storage area that is away from electrical equipment, fire hazards, and pedestrian traffic. This storage area should be properly ventilated and protected from the elements. Furthermore, the barrel should be inspected regularly for leaks or damage. If any leaks or damage are found, the barrel should be repaired or replaced immediately. It is important to note that the specific regulations and codes governing the storage of hazardous materials may vary depending on the location and jurisdiction. It is therefore essential to consult with local authorities and qualified professionals to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. In addition to the above, consider the potential for environmental contamination. Spilled grease can contaminate soil and groundwater, leading to costly cleanup efforts and potential environmental damage. Proper storage and handling of grease can help to prevent these problems. Furthermore, the presence of grease barrels near a main electrical switch can create a negative impression. It can suggest a lack of attention to safety and environmental concerns. This can damage the reputation of the company or organization responsible for the facility. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to allow grease barrels to remain in a location obstructing a main electrical switch is a matter of safety, compliance, and common sense. The risks associated with this practice far outweigh any potential benefits. The barrels should be moved to a safe and secure location as soon as possible. Remember that electrical safety is paramount, and no shortcut should be taken that could compromise the safety of personnel or property. The long-term consequences of an accident or fire can be far more severe than the cost of moving the barrels to a proper storage location. A proactive approach to safety is always the best approach. By identifying and addressing potential hazards before they cause an accident, you can create a safer and more productive work environment. Regular safety inspections, employee training, and clear communication are all essential components of a comprehensive safety program. Also, consider the psychological impact of the grease barrels on employees. The presence of a potential hazard can create stress and anxiety, which can reduce productivity and increase the risk of accidents. Removing the hazard can improve morale and create a more positive work environment. The cost of relocating the grease barrels is likely to be minimal compared to the potential costs of an accident or fire. These costs can include medical expenses, property damage, legal fees, and lost productivity. In addition, there may be indirect costs, such as damage to reputation and loss of customer confidence. It is also important to consider the impact of the grease barrels on insurance premiums. Insurance companies may charge high premiums for facilities that have known safety hazards. By removing the grease barrels, you can reduce your insurance costs and improve your bottom line. In summary, the storage of grease barrels near our main electrical switch is a dangerous and unacceptable practice. It violates safety codes, poses a fire hazard, obstructs access to critical equipment, and can lead to a variety of other problems. The barrels should be moved to a safe and secure location as soon as possible. By taking this simple step, you can significantly reduce the risk of an accident or fire and create a safer and more productive work environment. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By working together, we can create a culture of safety that protects personnel, property, and the environment. Do not hesitate to report any potential hazards to your supervisor or safety manager. Your vigilance can help to prevent an accident and save lives. The removal of the grease barrels should be documented to demonstrate that the hazard has been addressed. This documentation can be used to show compliance with safety regulations and to provide evidence in the event of an accident. Furthermore, the relocation of the grease barrel should be coordinated with all relevant departments and personnel. This will ensure that the barrels are moved safely and efficiently and that the new storage location is properly prepared.